Now, Bam. I remember interviewing Bam before he was Bam in your gym in the new edition, and it was just still being built. And he was just like, one day I'll be a world champion. Look at that.
Look, Bam, the way things are looking and the way things are going, I don't like looking past opponents. So right now we have Kafu this Saturday, and Bam is in great shape to take care of business. After that, looking for unification fights, maybe become undisputed at 115. I think Bam's 1 year away from being pound for pound the best fighter in the world. I think he's showing it little by little, win by win, and the world is going to start noticing. Even though obviously we have Usyk, we have the Canelos that are big names, big pay-per-view stars, uh, big weight classes where people don't really follow the smaller weight classes. But when it comes to talent, I think a year from now, Bam will be pound for pound the best fighter in the world.
I mean, ever since the Superflies ever came by Tom Loeffler, I am a huge fan.
Correct.
Because they throw in punches and bunches, they put on a show, but they're just not that big of a name yet.
True.
I mean, look at Inoue.
Correct.
He came from the Superflies. Hopefully, I know that fight one day will pan out. But Bam has said, you know what, slow your horses, guys. Like, let me just move up properly and wait.
Look, right now the plan is to become undisputed at 115, and then right after that we're going to 118. A couple fights there, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe a year from now, a little over a year, we'll be sharing the room with Inoue because that's the plan. That's what everybody wants to see, and Bam wants to make that happen. But when the right time comes, right now Bam's fighting at 115. We got a couple fights left at 115. After that, 118, and we're getting closer to the Inoue fight. I think that fight will happen.
I mean, you look at Manny Pacquiao, clear, best example, 8 division world champion. Bam could be that. He could definitely move up in weight.
Look, Bam is moving up in weight. It's going to be hard to say he'll be 8 division champion because he would have to be, I don't know, maybe welterweight. That's going to be really hard. But at least four divisions. I think he's got all the skills, the talent to become a 4 division champion. He wants to be champion. He wants to end his career as a champion at 130. So that would actually put him at what is it, like 5?
Yeah.
6 divisions,
see,
so
6?
It's not bad either.
That's not
It's
bad.
not bad.
It's not
yeah,
bad.
he says he could be champion at 130 one day. So if that does happen, it'll be 6, which is still huge. Oscar De La Hoya did it. I don't know if there's been another one that has done it, but Oscar De La Hoya did.
All right. Okay, I know you're done talking about you know what I have to ask you, Pacquiao Barrios. I have to ask you. I just have to.
Look, the whole card's gonna be full of action, but Pacquiao at 46 coming back, it's just unbelievable, and he's got a great chance of pulling it out, man. He's got the skills, he's got the power. I think Pacquiao before 6, it could be Pacquiao. After that, it's gonna be all Barrios. At 46, it's tough to say you could still compete for 12 rounds against a young, strong, big guy. It won't be easy, but if he's got a good chance, it'll be early in the fight.
How about Fundora and Tszyu? How does this rematch play out?
Look,
obviously, the cut played a huge factor in the last one.
That was a big difference. Tim Tszyu was a favorite to win that fight, and I don't know. Since then, I think Fundora has improved a lot. I think he's a lot of experience. He's gotten much better. His dad's doing a great job with him. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I would love to see Tim Tszyu pull it off just because there was already talks about him fighting Virgil. Business-wise, that's a huge fight, and I would love to see Virgil fight Tim Tszyu. But I'm actually my heart, and I think Fundora pulls it off.
Okay, you just spoke about Virgil. I'm seeing all these names because Turki Al-Sheikh is his own promoter, matchmaker, everything, and he's moving the pieces. I'm seeing Boots going to Crawford. What happened to Virgil and Boots? Robert. No one will ever know what you told me. What is happening?
It was already scheduled to happen. That was the word, but I was told by close sources, very, very important sources, that Woods wants 2 tune-up fights at 154 before, which, moving up, I also don't blame him. I can't be mad at him. He's smart. He's young. They got a good career ahead. So I don't want to say he's afraid, because he's just being smart and taking his time. But that's a fight that should have happened. That was scheduled to happen. But what can we do? Nothing we could do.
Well, I want to see Virgil sooner rather
than...
You're like, me too.
Keep challenging fighters. Hopefully Golden Boy, could do something with other promotions, to be able to. And that's what Oscar is always asked. He's always been asking for that, promoters to team up and do a lot of big fights. Hopefully they could do something like that because there's so many big names out there for Virgil at 154. I think 154 is a stacked division right now with so much talent. So there's so many promoters that could co-promote with Golden Boy to make big fights happen.
Okay, and last one, Burlanga. We talked about a little bit about it. Now he's alluding that Hamzah had loaded gloves. Some kind of conspiracy. Don't they cut the gloves, or don't they commission watches you guys wrap? Like, how does this work? I'm not in the back with you guys.
Every fight, every commission, they have an inspector watching you do the hand wraps. And when it's big fights, championship fights, which this was a main event, it was a big fight, you also have somebody from the opposite corner watching the hand wraps. So, I don't know how somebody could get away with loading a hand wrap when you have the inspector from the commission and you also have the other corner inspecting your hand wrap. So, it's almost impossible to do something because even when we glove up, same thing. We switch corners. Everybody switches corners to see when you're gloving up. So you're also seeing that. So there's no way, you could get away with it. I think people are just bringing up. I don't even know if Berlanga's the one saying it, but I've heard it with different reporters. I don't see that. There's some commissions that take the hand wraps when it's a title fight, but not every commission also. So they can't say, commission always takes the hand wraps.
Okay.
It's not true. It's not true. That doesn't happen. Very few commissions do that, and then they give them back to you. So it's not like they take them and take them to a stud to get studied or anything. That same day they just have them and then they give them back to you.
I could talk boxing with you, but anyways, okay. But the only fight that needs to be made now is Plant versus Burlanga.
Look, Burlanga did so good, talking his way into big fights. Might not be the most talented fighter, but he talked his way into so many big fights that those are out there for him. There's big fights for him. He's very limited.
Yeah.
But he already fought Canelo, made a lot of money. This last fight against Sheeraz made a lot of money. If he fights Caleb Plant, he's gonna make a lot of money. So who can say that? You gotta be proud of himself, man. I'm proud of him. I don't even know him, and I wish I had fighters like that can't fight much, but could talk their way into getting so many millions of dollars. You know what I mean? So I got to give him props. When Fierro came to me, I started the first fight, and it was a close fight. The decision went to Pitbull, which there's no argument about that. But I think, after the first couple of weeks working with Fierro, I see a lot of things that he didn't do in the fight that he could do because he's a good boxer. He's got good footwork, good combinations, good speed, and we're bringing that up. I'm not saying the fight is not going to be a war because he loves to fight and Pitbull loves to fight. So the fight's going to turn into a war. But I think we got some good skills, good footwork, good combinations that we're going to use that could benefit in this fight.
I mean, you said it best. We all know Pitbull is one straight fighter that goes this way, and it's all about war. But we expect that. They're two Mexicans.
Correct.
And so it would be kind of a bummer if I see one fighting and one just boxing and moving.
No,
come on, Robert.
We won't see that. We won't see that. But we are going to see, a little more footwork, a little more combinations from Fierro, and I think that's going to be a big plus for this fight.
La mañana que estábamos acá en el pesaje y fue cuando nos entramos.
¿Y cuándo oí que Omar salido podría pelear?
Pues antes de venir para acá, que sí estaba aceptado y bueno, estamos contentos de seguir en pie en la cartelera.
¿Qué opinas de eso, que él no podía ganar a peso?
Pues habla de su antiprofesionalismo y nosotros estamos más que listos. Y bueno, creo que nosotros estamos contentos de seguir en pie y poder seguir peleando y bueno, todo el respeto, toda la admiración para Omar.
Es una bendición, ¿no? Que él estaba en la cartelera
Totalmente, ahora sí que podía estar en juego la pelea o no pelear y bueno, creo que pues el querer la oportunidad pues no se le niega a nadie y bueno, creo que ahora es tiempo de dársela a Omar.
¿Todavía quiere el revancha con...?
No tiene caso pelear con antiprofesionales.
Okay. Muchas gracias.
No, ¿de qué?